In 1991, KFC created their own town, an entire town with a history. Colonel Sanders himself once visited this town.
It's so nice to feel so good about a meal, so good about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
25 years ago, a big celebrity came to Lake Edna. KFC is commemorating that day with the amazing Founders Family Feast.
Now let's go back to 1991. KFC had been the biggest fast food restaurant of them all, but they had been surpassed by McDonald's. KFC had 7,000 restaurants, but they were stagnant, while McDonald's had 11,000 and was still growing. 1991 was the first year where they changed the name from Kentucky Fried Chicken to KFC. The restaurant chain had been using Y&R as their ad agency since 1976, but there were rumblings that they were looking for a new ad agency. Y&R was an experienced ad agency. They had created the Stuck on Band-Aids jingle.
I am stuck on Band-Aid, 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me.
And now they created Lake Edna.
When I told my brother I was selling 10 big pieces of delicious chicken for $5.99, he said I was bonkers. But when I told the people of Lake Edna that I was selling 10 pieces of chicken for $5.99, they said I was a genius.
A great deal in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods?
So they started the ad campaign and they hired the lead actor, Riff Hutton. Riff was a familiar face to TV audiences. He had had appearances on Webster and Doogie Howser, and on the big screen, audiences had seen him in the movie Stand and Deliver.
We're not cops. If you cheated, let us know so you can go home and enjoy the rest of your summer.
Riff was hired to play store manager Russ Beeler, and he was the lead actor in these commercials. But the star of these commercials was the town itself, Lake Edna.
Everybody's in Lake Edna for the Colonel's spring break.
The town had lots of lore. We learned about the local theater troupe.
This month, the Lake Edna players present the Wild West Review, and it's a must-see. And for a must-eat, try new KFC Honey Barbecue Chicken.
Oh, that honey barbecue chicken looks good.
Come and get new honey barbecue chicken and a Pepsi.
Speaking of new products, at this time KFC had a weirdly named new product called Extra Tasty Crispy Chicken. And Russ was kind enough to tell us the recipe.
The secret is a special KFC process called Double Daddy. Rip only the pepper, chicken, and dip it in uniquely, not once, but twice. Leaving the inside tender and juicy and the outside crispy and crunchy. Any questions?
During this Lake Edna ad campaign, KFC introduced a skin-free chicken.
Last week at the Lake Edna KFC, there were two incredible occurrences. One was the long-awaited introduction of new skin-free crispy chicken.
And the commercial featured Lake Edna being visited by a UFO.
And the UFO was interesting, too.
We also met Ralph Fisher, the local karate instructor, and the Oriental wings he was trying to get us to buy.
Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds. Except Ralph.
The campaign was going very well, and KFC actually would pretend that it was a real town. Russ is quoted in this article. The character, a fake man from a fake town in a fake KFC, is quoted in an article about Dare. So during this, Hardee's started a campaign where they were saying that they had better chicken than KFC.
It's 63-37 over Kentucky Fried Chicken original recipe.
Sorry about that. It's the truth. I don't like
And then the town of Lake Edna fired back.
I wanted to do a taste test. KFC chicken against Hardee's. My original recipe against their version, but they don't have one. My hot wings against their version, but they don't have one.
The campaign had a pretty big pop culture impact. This is from an issue of Jet magazine. They're reporting on the 1992 All-Star Game. And apparently, a man was flying over the All-Star Game with a big banner that said, "Faye is Lake Edna." This was referring to Fay Vincent, who was the commissioner of baseball. And at the time, he was embroiled in a lawsuit where the Chicago Cubs were suing him, which was the first time a team had ever sued the commissioner of baseball. Now, this was in San Diego, and apparently the fans were very happy with Fay Vincent there. So they were holding up signs that said, "Fay is okay." And I guess Lake Edna's wonderful.
My friend Al's having a big party to watch the big game, so I'm setting him up with some KFC Super Buckets.
Lake Edna was a sweet place to celebrate the holidays. They had a pageant.
In the town of Lake Edna, after the Christmas pageant, Everyone gathered at KFC for the $9.99 holiday deals. The three wise men shared a meal of chicken with mashed potatoes, gravy, biscuits, and coleslaw.
No matter how busy you were, you always ended up at KFC.
Tonight on your way to the Lake Edna Christmas tree lighting, stop by KFC for a holiday deal.
Heck, even MC Hammer stopped there.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where is here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna!
Hammer.
Wait a minute.
And he wasn't the only musician to stop there.
What's been the highlight of your Lake Edna stop, Matt?
I'd say this new honey barbecue chicken, Russ.
I don't think that was a real band.
This week, Russ Beeler's in-laws came to Lake Edna, and how better to feed a group like this than the KFC Super Value Buckets?
We learned a lot about Russ in these commercials. He went camping with the guys.
And it was Beeler who bagged the food. Introducing KFC Hickory Wings.
And we met his mom and her friends.
Russell?
Yes, ma'am.
Me and the girls heard you held a taste test. Your KFC Extra Tasty Crispy against Hardee's chicken. Now, was that fair?
Sure.
Your chicken is marinated and has flavor all through. Hardee's doesn't marinate.
KFC really pushed this promotion. Russ would do appearances at different restaurants. Lake Edna was wherever you were. About a week before losing re-election to Bill Clinton, President George H.W. Bush gave a speech at a KFC convention. He opened with a joke saying that everybody kept coming up to him and asking the same thing. Where the heck is Lake Edna? Now, it seemed like we were never going to find out where Lake Edna was, but then there was a commercial where he mentioned...
Here in Central Arkansas, or your neck of the woods.
Central Arkansas? The campaign ended in 1994. It had increased KFC business by 10%, so they considered it a success. The only reason the campaign ended was because they got a new CEO named David Novak, and he said the campaign was hokey. The final commercial had Russ announcing that KFC was changing its recipe.
In 50 years, KFC has never changed the Colonel's chicken. Something that good isn't so easy to improve on, but we found a way. So we're changing it. Now our chicken breasts are a full third bigger than before.
KFC's next campaign was called Everybody Needs a Little KFC.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
Which ended up being more successful than Lake Edna. Because he was under contract, Riff Hutton actually appeared in the new campaign in one of the commercials. It's not clear if he's playing Russ Beeler or not.
The Colonel's Rotisserie Gold, only at one place.
KFC.
KFC.
KFC, you know it.
We're KFC. We do chicken right.
What an ad campaign. And it gave us probably the greatest piece of fast food merchandise in the history of fast food merchandise, the Lake Edna Letterman's jacket. Huge shout out to everybody over there on Patreon. I send postcards to everybody on that list, everybody that's Patreoning me for $3, patronizing me for $3 a month. You get a postcard in the mail. If you bump it up to $9 a month, you get a package full of really cool goodies every month. You'd be like Aaron Wester, Al Archer, Bucky and Oliver, Carson Loveridge, Dana Snyder, Jamie and Tom, Jen, Matthew Chapin, Michael and Jessica. You'd be like my brother Rob Hutchinson and Jason Evans. Go ahead and join today. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, please go ahead and subscribe.